Hello, everybody. This is your host, Chris Iacono, and you're listening to Season 5, Episode 9 of Atomic Rumpus. We got lots of stuff happening. Spring is upon us. In Colorado, that means snow. Mother Nature out here is all over the place. We got major developments. We got other minor developments, and we're going to talk about them all. Don't forget to check us out online at atomicrumpus.com and our Patreon page at patreon.com/Atomic Rumpus for access to premium content. And now, on with the show. Grumpy Cat, the internet sensation, has won a lawsuit in California. Welcome to actual news in America, everybody. A cat won a fucking lawsuit. Wow. Or better to say the cat's owner won a lawsuit. So a California judge gave the owner of Grumpy Cat, Tabitha Bundizin, over $700,000 in damages from the Grenade Beverage Company. Well, there's one beverage company that's going out of business. Hey, but at least, you could say, the business didn't work. Why? Competition? No, Grumpy Cat. We tried to steal Grumpy Cat's identity, and we lost. Good for you, Tabitha. And you know what? For once, I got to agree with something California's done. So what happened was the owner of Grumpy Cat owns the Grumpy Cat name and logo and image. It's like Disney owns Mickey Mouse. This woman owns Grumpy Cat, period. It's her cat. She created the marketing. She put it out there on the internet. She owns it. And she entered into an agreement about 4 years ago with this beverage company because the beverage company was going to make a coffee drink called a Grumpachino. The Grumpy Cat Grumpachino. Okay, all right. Good. Hey, you know what? Smart. This is smart all around. You got this woman. She's like, I got a Grumpy Cat. I can make millions. All right, awesome. This coffee company, like, oh my God, we had Grumpy Cat. We could use it to sell cappuccinos. Hey, everyone's win-win. And they had a win-win. They had it mutually agreed upon. They were like, all right, cool. Hey, you could use Grumpy Cat's image. You could use Grumpy Cat's picture on your Grumpachino drinks. And that's what they agreed to. You can use it on the Grumpachino. But the Grenade Beverage Company apparently started putting Grumpy Cat on a bunch of other drinks without paying for it in breach of the agreement and the licensing. And Grumpy Cat filed a lawsuit. Grumpy Cat won. Good for you, Grumpy Cat. Here at Atomic Rumpus, we fully support property rights. Private property leads to freedom. We also believe in intellectual property rights. You write a song, you create a name, you draw a character, and it's originally yours, you own that. Other people can't just go out copying it and selling it and making money on it. They got to pay you licensing fees. It's how you protect art. Now, Grumpy Cat Lady's already a millionaire. She made, I don't even want to get into it, 20, 30, 40, 50, 100, I don't know. It's a lot of money she made. And now she's got more, but I think it sends a message to everybody else. Hey, you can't sell Grumpy Cat stuff unless you pay a licensing fee. You can't just go putting Superman on a shirt. You can draw it. You want to draw Superman? You can draw Superman. You can draw it. You can put it on your walls. You can't sell Superman items. You can't sell Spider-Man items. You can't sell pictures of Mickey Mouse unless you pay Disney for Mickey Mouse. There's a lot of stuff that's open source. Open source is great. We fully believe in open source. A lot of our web stuff's built on open source. And not everything's open source. The stuff that's not, you got to pay for it. Somebody else put the work in. You owe them a little bit of money to use it. Because our original name was so non-specific that it can't be protected. So we fully support this. This is awesome. We're going to reach out to Grumpy Cat people and see if we can get an actual statement from Grumpy Cat. See if Grumpy Cat will chat with us. And I think this is a good lesson for all you, pet people out there. Look. You're at the store and you see a pet it's like a dwarf pet. It's got an underbite. It's only got one ear. It's got 3 tails, 4 noses, 19 nipples, a tentacle. Buy that shit. You might be sitting on animal gold and not even know it. I specifically go to the store looking for rundown animals. I'm like, hey, you got any freaks? You got any freaks today? Show me a couple of freaks. Now, they're not all winners. I mean, in this day and age, internet day and age, people have no attention spans, plus all the sci-fi films. You got to practically find like a fire-breathing cat with wings to make any money off it. But yeah, keep your eye out. You know what I mean? I'm a thrift shopper. I'm always going to Goodwill looking for things. You see something that could be worth it, you buy that. I'll split it with you. You find me a goat with jellyfish arms, you and me, let's talk. Let's turn this into a business. Yeah, you should see me at PetSmart. I walk in, I'm like, I'm just looking for a freak. I'm telling you, you got to put these goddamn cats to work. I got 3 cats in this house. They don't do a goddamn thing. They lay around. I got one looking at me right now. Not working. Just eating, shitting, being cute, being soft. Okay. Look, I'll give them that. I mean, cats are cute and soft. I think that's the only thing they contribute, though. Other than that, they're complete parasite. They're like communists. I got 3 furry communists living in this damn house. It's about time I put them to work. We are back, everybody. I got Nadine and Brando in the studio with me.
I'm back.
Hello.
Back again.
Bad news. Netflix has canceled the marijuana sitcom Disjointed, starring Kathy Bates.
Not bad news. That show was terrible.
It was pretty bad.
It was awful. It was mind-numbing. It was painful. And I love Kathy Bates.
Yeah, I don't think she had anything to do with the writing of the show.
No, but she signed on to it. There's definitely a lapse in maybe like her agent's judgment in that.
Can you blame any... Look, coming from a guy who used to be an actor and now kind of fucking hates actors, look, you can't really blame him, okay? Actors typically don't have principles, and I'm sure Kathy Bates is a wonderful woman, but it's a paycheck. It's a paycheck.
Yeah, but she's got all that American Horror Story money. Like, she's rolling.
You don't know. Maybe she's got a Fabergé egg hobby that sucks up thousands of dollars a month. You have no idea.
Probably does, but then you should make the choice to maybe stop your Fabergé egg hobby rather than signing on to some shitty show just because it's supposed to be edgy because it's about marijuana.
No, I agree with you, Chris, because any job that I've ever taken...
Yeah.
About halfway in, I'm like, oh,
yeah,
this job, no.
And it's true. Maybe the writing was really good, and it just got like bastardized.
But
somewhere.
It wasn't.
No, the writing was painful.
Yeah, if you watch the show, it was basically just like stereotypical stoner humor. Nothing clever about it. It was like, man, I'm so stoned. Oh wow, I was doing you. Oh my god, I'm bad. That's it.
Like a 9-year-old Disney character was the writer. I don't.
You ever notice how we get the munchies because we're stoned?
Yes.
Wow. I'm Kathy Bates. Hey. I know she doesn't sound like that.
Not even close.
Not even.
No, but I love Kathy Bates too. I think I was kind of sad. I wanted it to be good.
And here's the other thing. She just did American Horror Story. And think about it. You can't have. I don't care who you are, especially if you're Kathy Bates. Your most recent role shouldn't be bearded lady.
I mean,
you know what I mean? You want to get something buffering that. You want to be like, I used to be the bearded lady. You don't want your most recent thing to be bearded lady. Like, I'm on IMDb. You want to know what my most recent thing is?
Dislocating your shoulder in a basement?
No, some horse shit called Retardian Angel, okay? That is my most recent project on IMDb, and I desperately need another project to get above that, so I don't blame Kathy Bates for taking a crappy written sitcom.
Desperate Retardian Angel, new strain name, I call it. No,
So-
in her last role actually was the demon, like, nymphomaniac chick in the latest American Horror Story, wasn't it? Wasn't it the one where she was like,
she wasn't.
No, she was the serial killer.
That? She was dead.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then she came back. Wait, no, I'm thinking of the New Orleans one. Was she in another season?
No, the New Orleans one's the last one.
Okay.
So yeah, she was a bearded lady in that one.
Oh no, there was another one. I didn't
No,
watch
that was she was. That's the circus one.
The circus one. Yeah, but she's in all of them now?
Yeah.
Oh, they brought her on,
Yeah.
and I thought she was just a guest star for that one season.
She was, and then they did her the next one, which was the next one was the Victoria or the New Orleans one.
Yeah, I haven't watched the circus one.
I haven't either.
And I watched about
I did watch
half
the
of the
circus.
New Orleans one just because I liked
I
seeing
thought
the architecture.
the New Orleans one was the circus one.
No, the circus one was
No.
before that. That was where it was like Freak Show, where they're all like, you got the kid with the claw for a hand. It was just a weird one.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, New Orleans is a circus.
Yes.
That might be where your wires
All
are
right.
getting
Well,
crossed.
Either way, Kathy Bates is a brilliant actress, but this show was
the
really
devil.
bad. Yeah, and it was a Chuck Lorre produced show.
Isn't it Lori?
Laurie,
That was Lori.
Chuck Lorre.
I don't know. He's good. I like him.
Yeah. You'd assume, but I don't know. I guess they gave it a shot, and it was like, bah.
You know what it is? It's because none of them actually smoke weed. They're just
Yeah.
trying to
Yes.
emulate, like, oh, this is what the kids will be into, and they try to pretend like. I think you need to have a show like this by actual people wwho are part of the community.
Yeah, and then you just make the cannabis thing a backdrop to the characters.
Right.
It's like
The Office, but in a dispensary.
Exactly. Yeah, let the characters drive it, and then you've got just the thing that they do is in the dispensary that leaves so many plot points to hit on. Like, oh, this week, a threatening bureaucrat. This week, oh, so somebody got arrested. Oh, this week, blah 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 blah. All this could happen in place of it, and if the characters are there, it's. I don't know.
Right, and
But they dropped the ball.
You don't have to lean on the fact that it's about weed to make it funny. Like, you don't have to subscribe to all the stupid stereotypes.
They should have consulted with us.
They should have. We're gonna write to them.
Absolutely.
We're gonna make a new one. We're gonna be disjointed.
Okay, so God Anus the Third.
Yes.
Here's how it goes down. First off, welcome to the show. I didn't want to lead with God. Hey, God Anus the Third. But what happened?
my fault.
It's totally Nadine's fault. She dropped that.
I feel like there's no better way to lead after a long hiatus than God Anus the Third. Like,
Yes.
that's what our listeners expect. God Anus the Third-esque level of content.
All right, so here's where it comes from. Nadine and I are on the market for a dog. We're looking for puppies, so we're gonna try and find a puppy.
A puppy, like a arf dog.
Arf
Arf,
puppy.
arf, yes.
Arf, arf. No hidden lingo. A puppy.
It's not like a euphemism for something like
A
oddly
canine.
like a double. Never mind.
Not a kid.
not a child. Yes.
Gotcha. Okay.
So
So
what-
you already have a veritable zoo in your house already. You've got like 18 cats and probably a parakeet under your bed that you forgot about. And
3 cats.
Whatever. It feels like 18. They're fucking
cats.
loud.
It does when Dagmar's screaming at us. It's
Yeah.
true.
Okay, so you have 3 cats and you're going to introduce a puppy into this chaotic
Yes.
mess.
So, not to go into a sad story, but we had a dog. We no longer have a dog. We'll leave it at that. And now, what has happened, since cats are kind of
Uppity?
douchebags?
Yes.
Diva douchebags?
See, I was trying to be PC, but you said it.
You heard it today. The cat walked in screaming at us. The cats have essentially taken control of the house, and to rebalance that, we need a predator. Not a predator. You know what I mean? We need a
So
dog.
you're gonna go out and get like a Komodo dragon.
No, I don't. That'll eat the cat.
It sure
I
will.
don't want that. No. So we're getting a puppy because we want a puppy, and yes. So puppy names came up the other night. We're like, oh, what do we name it? I made a big list.
Oh.
I have the list right here.
I like where this is
Hold on.
going.
I have the list, and we got like 3 or 4 names in, and then
Hold up.
and then all of a sudden.
You got to start with the progression of how it got from like the first name you suggested up to.
It's what I'm gonna go.
all right,
It's what I'm
all
gonna
right.
go for. So I got my list right here. Okay, and first name we got Orson. We're like, oh, Orson. I like that. Orson's
I like
a cool
the
name.
name.
Orson the dog.
Orson the dog. Mm-hmm. Well, favorite author. One of my favorite authors, Orson Scott Card, writer of Ender's Game.
Orson Welles. I mean,
Orson Welles, yes. Orson. 2 syllables, I think, is a good. You don't want the dog to be confused. You don't want to call your dog, Humphreywitz. Or,
yes, you do. I want to call a dog Humphreywitz.
Well, and I want a male dog, and I like old man names.
Okay.
So that was the beginning of this
Now,
list.
I've read somewhere that you're supposed to start your dog name with a hard sound, like a k or a duh or something,
One or
where it's
2
like
syllables,
like
so
you
that
know
makes
you
it
can
more
yell at it,
trainable.
like, but
Yeah,
you know what I mean, like kick ass. Definitely two. Yeah.
So we start with Orson. And, well, that's cool. And Nadine's even like, hey, do you have your Dungeons and Dragons book? And I'm like, you want my Dungeons and Dragons book?
Oh, no.
That's so sexy.
Oh, no.
And she starts just flipping to, I'm like, why do you want the D&D book? She goes, I want to find names. And I'm like, oh, great.
Let's name him Stone Golem.
Yeah. So then we end up with like Varys.
Jesus.
I know, and also Game of Thrones. We throw Varys in there. Like, all right, well, he's kind of slimy and sleazy. Well, I don't know about that one. Then we had Watson. Another two-syllable one
elementary Watson. No.
Yeah, and then Igor. We had Igor on there.
Igor's not bad, but it makes me think like he's like a deformed dog.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Yes, master.
And then I chime in. I'm like, what about Welby? And she looks at me and she's like, Welby? I don't know. I mean, we could just totally make up names too. And I'm like, all right. What about God Anus? She's like, yeah, the third. And I'm like, cool. So, and then we were like, wait, we should totally just fake name it that. And then when people come over, they're like, oh, what's your puppy's name? We look them dead in the face and we go, God Anus the third.
But at that point, it's not a fake name. That's the name. If that's what everybody thinks the name is, it doesn't matter what secret name you think it is. It's God Anus the third.
We call it something inside.
That's fine, but it's named God Anus the third.
Well, and anytime I'm thinking about naming a dog, because our cats are inside, anytime I'm thinking about naming a dog, I want to shout it in my house to get a feel for how does it feel to scream out of the back door.
So when you're calling it at the doggy park and you're yelling out, God Anus the third!
Yes. Yes.
Or you just yell, God Anus, and then 3 dogs run up. You're like, no, the third. And then
Yes.
2 of them run away.
Part of it is to fuck with people. Yes, that's part of it.
All right, God Anus. You now have a dog named God Anus. I don't care what you end up calling it, Welby or Orson or Berthel or whatever the name is.
That's always going to be its secret name.
It's
Right.
God
Its
Anus.
Secret
third.
name is God Anus. But we got a bunch of them on there.
GA3.
GA3.
Yep.
Yes.
So hold on. I'm going to run.
Better than RTD2.
I'm going to run through these names, and you give me an okay or a good when we hit one that you like. We got like 20 of them on.
All right, let's hear
Okay.
it.
All right. God Anus the third.
Yep.
Okay.
Ding.
Okay.
Brandon's got a favorite.
Yep.
Vlad. Fargor. Rogor. We were in mid D&D book there. Namfoodle.
I don't even have words for these.
Namfoodle. Dynamo.
Dynamo. That sounds like it's like an 80s cartoon superhero.
Yeah.
Right.
Dynamo.
I need that in a dog.
Never fear, Dynamo is here.
Picard.
No, dude, no Star Trek.
Archie. After
I know, everybody knows Archie.
Archie
yes.
Bunker, of course.
Right.
Yes. Edison. Okay, we had Watson. We have Edison on here somehow.
Tesla. You can't name it Edison.
Elmer. Floyd. Grover. Oscar. Norman. Orville. Neptune. Orin. Kermit, Truman, Vern, Horace, Cornelius, Dr. Zaius, Osiris, Archer, Hugo, Rufus, written in script, not, okay, got to write Rufus in script, okay.
Rufus. You have to say it with a rolling R, too.
I can't roll my
Rufus.
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 Oh, guys.
And it's got to have that upward inflection, too. Like, Rufus.
How can you not do that?
I've never been able to roll my R's, and I've never been able to really whistle either. I've never been able to whistle. I've never really been able to
With
roll
your
my...
beautiful lips, I find this hard to believe.
Okay, this just got weird. Nope.
Oh, no,
That's
I
it.
see it. Yes,
I don't know how to
yes.
whistle, and I can roll one R.
But not 2 R's?
Rufus. That's what I do.
Rufus.
Well, how do you do that?
The same way you do it with one, but just continue.
No,
Like, I don't know.
it makes my mouth vibrate.
It
Rufus.
does make your mouth vibrate.
Nope.
I mean, it could have
I can't do it,
could
guys.
have benefits in certain contexts.
Sorry, can't do it. Okay.
Just gonna throw that out there.
Next name: Godfrey, Augustus, Caesar, Basil.
Augustus. I like Augustus. Like it has to be like
Augustus?
Augustus Gloop, like the full name, but it's actually Augustus. You can call it
Augustus.
Gus for short.
Augustus.
Only if
Gloop.
it's a big old fat dog, though.
Okay. Baxter,
No.
Elwood,
No.
Grayson,
Grayson?
Herschel, Eugene, Carmine,
H-U-K. Huck. No, H-E-K. Heck.
Dino, Enzo, Baelish, Drogo, Tarth,
Now we're in the Game of Thrones.
Tormund, Oberyn.
Oberyn. Prince Oberyn, who got his head squeezed to death.
That's all.
I'm going to see.
That's what we got.
So far, I like Augustus or God Anus III. I mean,
Augustus.
those are your
Yeah?
2 choices.
Okay.
Augustus, because you can call it Gus or Gus, like in the what is it, Cinderella? But it has to be fat. You can't get Augustus if it's a skinny dog.
It's going to be a skinny dog. We don't want a fat dog.
Well, then you can't name it Augustus. It's got to be a fat dog.
It's got to be a nice, healthy dog.
Well, then you can start with a skinny dog, but you better make it fat. If it's Augustus, it has to be fat. I'm going to make it fat.
Not Archie?
No, not Archie. That's too obvious.
Add
you can't do something
Harville.
that's like on the nose.
Who?
Harville.
Harville.
Calvin. Name it Calvin.
No, not Calvin.
Yes, Calvin. Because this has a hard C, so you can call it Calvin.
Hobbs.
Exactly
Name it
where I'm
Hobbs.
going with. You get a second one and you name it Hobbs. Or you get a cat that's named Hobbs.
We got enough cats.
Or you color one of your existing cats orange and change its name to Hobbs.
I'm going to put Hobbs
Do you
down.
remember Danielle, who had a cat named Purple, but it was white?
Yes, I do remember that. Yep.
She had named her cat Purple. It was a white cat. We tripped on mushrooms and dunked it in a bathtub full of grape juice. It did not like that. The cat.
That's bad, man.
It was not happy with us.
That's bad.
I probably still have scars on my
You
wrists.
deserve scars
Yeah.
from it. You do.
We were doing it out of love because we thought maybe it felt stupid that it was named Purple and it was white and we wanted it to be purple. Because why was it named Purple?
Because of mushrooms.
Those were involved. I'm not saying we wouldn't have come to that conclusion at some point anyway.
Yeah,
but sure, circumstantially.
Some cats dig the water. Most cats don't. I do not. This is not an endorsement to dye your cat any color.
No, don't.
No, what you should do instead of dunking it in the body of water is just get some maybe purple food coloring.
Sure.
And pet the cat with the purple food coloring. It would probably like that better.
Maybe it might.
It
might.
it's
Yeah,
good
that's
too.
the way to do it. Not dunking it in a tub.
I mean, we figured this was the most efficient way. We put water in the tub, put some of the grape Kool-Aid mix in there, swished it around, and then just took the cat and tried to. We didn't just drop it. We were trying to lovingly submerge it nicely, and it was resisting.
So, and this was because you thought the cat would have some type of complex about its name because you were reading too much into the cat's ability to comprehend.
We felt the cat looked at us like it was insecure with itself.
Yeah, sure.
And because of the looks it was giving us, we felt it had some deep-seated issues with the fact that it was named a different color than it was.
And naming an animal God Anus the Third totally wouldn't do that to it.
No, because see, that's so ridiculous that the cat would have to grow up with a sense, or the dog would have to grow up with a sense of humor. It's like Dit Buttkiss. Great football player, most hilarious name in existence.
Really, I think we've been reading, dog books. Like people read baby books. We've been reading a dog book.
Right.
Yeah,
Are these books? These are books that are written for dogs, or books about dogs meant for humans.
Yes, it's a dog. It's a human manual for dogs. Yes.
So dogs are supposed to read it to worry about how to interact with their humans.
If they can read it, yes, they can. We can.
I think God Anus would be able to read.
I don't think he'll know. There's nothing in it about naming. Naming's just got to be. It's got to be easy to remember for the dog.
You wouldn't forget it.
And it shouldn't sound like another common word. That way the dog doesn't get confused.
God
about-
Anus on both counts.
Exactly. So that's how we came on that name.
And you could just call it GA or Third, what's I, Guy? I don't know. You can make an acronym for God Anus the Third, like G3.
G3?
That's kind of like a hip hoppy name. Yo, G3.
G3.
But we all know what it means.
Jethro.
Jethro, like Jethro Cole.
Jethro.
Write it down.
That's
Jethro.
like a hick going to the gold, the oil, the bubbling crude. That's what's that show? Beverly Hillbillies. Jethro Tull.
Jethro Tull's a band.
Yes. The band, Jethro Tull. Who's Jethro was the name of the guy in the Beverly Hillbillies,
I'm
right?
sure
He
there were
was
other.
the brother.
Yeah. So I'm not
There you go.
I'm only partially retarded.
Yes.
All right, so
partially.
Jethro or
Janice.
God Anus the Third.
Janice Joplin. That's a good one.
We'll give you an update when we figure it out.
Zeppelin. Name it Zeppelin.
Don't forget, the voting is still open for the monthly Name That Strain contest. Once a month, we ask you, the listeners, to submit your funny and original strain names, and we'll vote for them on the show. Couple of rules. They got to be original. They should be funny or weird. Funny and weird go hand in hand. If it's too weird, that's good. If it's too funny, that's also good. And then we put them in a big old pile. And we pick out some names, and boom, we get a winner, and the winner gets an awesome strain naming poster mailed to them. And I got to tell you, it's close. We have a tie right now. We have a tie between Stoned Uncle Gale and the Dahmer Calmer. And I got to tell you, it's anybody's race right now. It's anybody's race. So you can hop on and vote. Just go to our Patreon page, patreon.com/Atomic Rumpus, and you can cast a vote. You don't need to be a Patreon to cast a vote, but I think you do need an account, but it's totally free. Boom, make the click, make the vote, and then, you could actually participate in the democratic process that is the strain contest. This is really the only time that your vote actually counts, FYI. It does. It counts for a single vote, and you could actually be the deciding factor here. And also, I don't want to play preferences because, I don't have control over the voting. Please understand, I am not, I do not have polling access, even though it is our Patreon page. As soon as we release the poll, that's it. It's set. I can't change the names. I can't change the votes. I mean, you can change your vote. So, my personal vote, I've made a decision, but we can't change that. So once it's legit, there will be no voter fraud. I just do want to say, I'm really hoping that the local person wins. That way I don't have to ship a fucking poster all the way to Wales. I'm just saying, bro. Just saying, Mr. The guy that submitted from Wales. Look, you got a good strain name, but you fucking live in Wales, and I don't want to mail you I don't want to pay $30 in shipping to send you a $4 poster. You know what I mean? All right. So get on there and just say it. I would definitely prefer people to vote for the people of the U.S. I don't know how this fucking guy got in there, but every now and then somebody slips through. One time we had somebody in Japan win. That was a pain in the ass. Even though I like the guy, he's an awesome guy. He knows who he is. He's listening right now. But I had to mail this guy a poster, and we did, and I ate it. I ate the money. That's it. It was like $20 down the drain. Boof. But the guy got his poster. So now I'm calling on you, make a vote, and just saying, shipping rates suck, guys. They suck. With that said, if you have a funny strain name and you would like to submit it, please send it to us. You can email it at us, atomicrumpus@gmail.com. You can use the contact form on our website. You can send it to us on Patreon. You can send it to us on Twitter. Unfortunately, we will not be receiving messages anymore through Facebook. We'll talk about that a little later on in the month. We're doing a Facebook boycott because they're a horrible company. So yeah, there's numerous other ways to communicate with us. Please use one of those. And yeah, come on, smoke one out and come up with some funny strain names. We love hearing them. We love hearing from you guys. Thanks.
I can't think of anything better than a poodle named God Anus.
And then we get all butthurt when you're like, oh, you're not getting a shelter dog?
Yeah, we're not talking about where it's from. We just say,
no, I don't want no ghetto-ass fucking dog that's going to come with all this bullshit. A traumatized-ass dog. I don't want no ghetto bullshit trauma PTSD dog.
Look, I work with traumatized people. Like, that's where I do my healing.
A lot of them should have stayed in the pound.
And I've tried having an adoption dog from the pound.
Yeah.
It was heartbreaking because I could not rehabilitate her. She was too messed up. She had to go live on a farm with people that didn't ever leave because her separation anxiety was so bad.
I had a dog go to the farm.
I can't be healing a dog at my free time and healing people in my working time. It's too much.
I will tell you, even though you might have gotten it uncorrupted at the moment, if you name a poodle God Anus the Third, it's not going to stay innocent for very long.
No, you don't understand. This is the first dog of my life, and I'm a dog person. We bred boxers when I grew up. That this animal is going to be smart.
Oh.
I'm working from home, so is my partner, so we're going to be able to actually train the ever-loving shit out of this dog.
But
poodles are second smartest breed ever.
But how are you going to ensure that this particular one will be smart? Maybe it's like the Jersey Shore of the dog.
So this is the
community.
way genetics works in breeding. We're getting a dog from a smart dog by a breeder that breeds smart dogs.
But how do you determine do you give it like a dog?
There is a test.
A dog test?
Yes. There's a test. You can have it retrieve things for you, and you can show it certain. You can show it essentially. It's like that cup game, the ball and cup game. 3-card Monty. Okay, you know 3-card Monty.
3-card Monty.
All right, you can 3-card Monty your dog, and you move the dog away for 10 seconds and then back. And if it remembers where the food is after you 3-card Monty'd it, there's a different degree of intelligence there.
2 things. Number 1, a dog IQ test is called a dick. Just throwing that out there. DIQ.
DIQ.
Dick.
Okay. Oh, yeah,
so you're going to
yeah.
give your dog a dick test.
I know. Because you haven't made a dick joke yet.
It's been a while.
I'm so sad that I've never met anyone who's like, hi, my name is Dick, DIQ.
Put that on your list. That should be the dog's name, Dick. And you could even call it Richard, but we'd know it's Dick.
DIQ.
I like that. And then number 2, wouldn't the dog just be able to smell the fucking food? Like if it's a dog, it doesn't have to remember shit.
Well, no, it's
You're just
not
testing its strength of smell.
Here's the deal. Standard poodles are retrievers. That's why they have the weird super shaved face.
Why isn't it called a poodle retriever then?
I don't know.
Because golden
But
retrievers
they
are
are.
retrievers.
Yeah, but
Labrador
they're a different
retrievers
But
are
just
retrievers.
golden isn't enough information to know what the fuck you're talking about.
Right.
So,
But that's a retriever dog. But neither is poodle, unless you know what a poodle is.
Mm-hmm.
so it's a smart dog that can retrieve. So what that means is that you can teach it multi-level things. Like once it knows the names to like different stuffed animals that are its toys, like I can say, go into the kitchen and get the bear. And it should be able to go into the kitchen and get the bear.
Yeah, we're going to train this thing.
Which is helpful if your kitchen's infested by bears.
Yes.
Exactly. We're gonna train this thing to bring us beers. We're gonna train this dog to find the cats.
To find my cell phone. I'm going to train the dog to be better than find my iPhone.
Uh-huh.
It's gonna confuse beers and bears, and it's gonna bring you a bear.
Oh, well, then I will have a bear. We'll have a bear and we'll name it God Anus the Fourth. Okay? That's what we'll do.
Yes.
Are you gonna do like the shaving the little puffs into the fucking
Hold on. Before we get into be like, oh, you're gonna do the stupid thing with the stupid poodle? Okay, let me explain to you.
saying.
Let me explain to everybody out there right now. Poodles are not bitch dogs, okay?
Mm-hmm.
They are not punks. They are hunting dogs, okay? That are some of the smartest ever. Those little puffs of fur that you see on that poodle are protection.
do they hunt?
They hunt and retrieve ducks.
They hunt Care Bears.
No, they bring you bears. They hunt bears.
Because I can't forget the last time I saw a junkyard that was protected by a junkyard poodle. Well, the last time I was rescued by a rescue
Wait,
poodle.
it is not a hunting dog. It is a retriever.
The last time
Last
time I saw a blind guy being led by a seeing eye poodle.
You've never been to Mortimer's junkyard, have you?
No, I have not. Is it in France? Because that's the only place I can see a junkyard poodle.
Le junk. Okay, so poodles are, okay.
Le junk.
Le junk.
I want to go there and shop right
Le
now.
bark.
Do you know where the you remember those pictures in the history books of the old white guys from the 1800s with the muskets who run through the swamp hunting ducks, like the English guys?
like in Duck Hunt, like the
Yes, but real life.
Real life.
Okay, real life duck
In
hunt.
real life, yes. Poodles were not only bred, but were amazing at retrieving and killing and hunting those
Dead
ducks.
ducks.
Dead ducks.
They
Yes.
can retrieve ducks that are already dead.
How else
because they've been shot.
How else do you get your duck?
No, does that mean doesn't make it a hunter though?
It's not a hunter.
It's not a hunter.
It doesn't
It's
hunt
not a
the
hunter.
dog.
It helps you. It's a hunter's assistant.
It's a hunter's
It just brings you
assistant,
back
yes.
the dead shit that's already dead.
It's a hunter's assistant. It helps you hunt. The reason it's got those puffs on its fur, okay, or because the dog. Hold on. You shoot a duck.
So you can find it in
Yes,
the middle of a field.
in the middle of a pond.
Like a bobber on a fishing line.
Okay, look, to understand poodles, you gotta understand ducks, okay, bro? Ducks live in the swamp, and when you shoot a duck, it's in the middle of this nasty-ass pool. It's in this nasty-ass, river muck
like
thing.
filled with poop. And
Yeah.
that's where the name poodle comes from,
No,
because
no.
it swims through poo to find the dead ducks.
It's in essentially the swamp. You shoot the duck. You either have to wade out there yourself, get all your shit wet,
Or you get
what
the
do you
poo
do?
dog.
You send your poodle.
Get the poo dog.
To go get it. It's not a poo dog, okay?
It is now.
It's a swamp dog.
Because it goes through the poo.
Okay.
The little bobble things bob on top of the poo water.
The puffs on its back are to identify it, and it protects its kidneys. It protects its vital organs. So it has the puff on its chest to protect its heart and lungs. It's got the puffs on its back to protect its kidneys, and it's got the puffs on its joints to protect its joints from the water. It dives into the water. It needs to be light, so they shave everything else. The reason its snout is shaved is because this badass poodle is literally clumping and clamping and grabbing and tearing into the flesh of a duck, and you don't want all that blood and guts and awesome blood and duck guts all over your poodle's face. You shave it.
It picks up the already dead duck from a pool full of poo water, and you don't want the poo water on the nose where your duck is.
Yeah, you got to keep a poodle clean.
Right.
Yeah, and that's why poodles are kept
because it swims
clean.
through poo.
That's why poodles are kept so clean, because you clean them after every hunt. It's like that. Imagine you're like, assistant, jump into that muck water and retrieve my duck, and the assistant's like, I love you. I'll go do that. Thank you, assistant.
Only a poodle, because it really has no other way of validating its self-worth.
Totally.
And then you can use it as like a chamois. If you need to dry your car, you can use the little puffs as a chamois.
Dude,
cloth.
I'm telling you, we are buying the best apocalypse dog we could.
Totally, because no one's going to fuck with anyone who has a poodle, because they figure it's got nothing of value.
Exactly. I can shoot pigeons. I can shoot squirrels. I can shoot little rabbits in the neighborhood, and I can send the poodle to retrieve them.
Right. Or I could walk 12 steps and pick up the rat that I just shot.
No, you got to play it like, you got to play it like, damn it, Fallout. You got to play it like Fallout.
Right, because we all know the companion dog in Fallout was
For the apocalypse.
was the poodle. It wasn't like the badass German Shepherd.
It should have been.
It should have been the poodle.
It should have been.
You are correct.
Yeah.
It definitely should have been
Poodles
the poodle.
have a bad rap.
They do, and maybe it's probably undeserved. I'm giving it a lot of shit, probably unnecessarily, but you cannot deny everything about it, from the name to the funny little balls on its fur, are just hilarious.
So what we've got to do is next season, we've got to revisit this issue. And we've got to see if our dog is as badass as we think it's going to be.
Oh, I would love that.
Uh-huh.
I would love that. I want to see how many ducks your dog has retrieved for you in the year that you've owned it.
Okay.
How much blood and guts it's ever gotten on its snout.
You got it.
Or does it just retrieve the package of cheese that you've dropped on the floor?
And which is more valuable?
Uh-huh.
Right now, I would love some cheese. If a dog trotted in here and just was like, hey.
You want some cheese?
I would be like, thank you.
It would be
dog.
cool.
Right,
It would be cool. It's not badass necessarily, but it would be helpful. I'm not lying.
All right, so we're going to post progress of all the poodle stuff on the social media, and we're going to have a poll up on our Patreon. Don't forget, everybody can vote on polls on Patreon. You don't have to actually be a member. You just got to sign up.
How ridiculous is a
How
poodle?
ridiculous is a poodle? No. It's going to be how badass is Nadine's and Chris's poodle, and we're going to post some photos of it, and we're going to see. Maybe we'll place some friendly wagers. I don't want to call them bets because we can't take bets, but we're going to place a poll.
Incentives.
No, just a poll on how many ducks you think our poodle might retrieve.
How are we going to verify that? I feel like you could just go buy some ducks and place them strategically around your poodle and just say, yep, there's 10 ducks
like, yeah,
right there.
my duck brought me this frozen duck.
In the package. My dog went to Whole Foods and got me this packaged frozen duck.
That's how smart they are. They are so smart, I could even tell the poodle to go to Whole Foods and use a specific credit card at the checkout lane, and it'll be like, okay, cool, boom. No, it'll know the PIN number, everything.
That's pretty badass. You show me that,
Telling you.
I'll retract my previous statement on a poodle.
It's going to escort me to the grocery store, and it's going to carry groceries back.
Well, you can make any dog do that. Just tie a fucking string to it with the groceries.
But we're going to put it to use. Most people don't.
It's true.
Most people have no idea what they're doing with their dogs. Their dogs are out of control.
Yeah, or they just lay around and act as like a companion.
Hold on. And here's why we're thinking a poodle. And I'll edit this into the front. I have severe pet allergies.
Yeah.
And poodles are the most hypoallergenic dog out there. So for allergy people, they are actually choice number one.
Over like a bald dog, like a Chihuahua?
Yeah, it's the dander.
Yeah.
And their
Chihuahuas
hair.
have dandruff?
It's a Chihuahua might.
I'm just saying.
A Chihuahua might be.
But that's the only dog that may be more ridiculous than a poodle.
Exactly.
Is the Chihuahua.
Exactly. And since you're not going to give an inch on this, I know even if we had a Chihuahua, even if I had a Chihuahua with a fucking flamethrower in it, you'd be like, "Is it a Chihuahua? Oh yeah, what does it take? Butane?" Like, all right, Dick, thanks. You know.
No, you're damn right. I would squeeze the shit out of that Chihuahua and see if I can make it flamethrow out of its mouth.
Totally.
It would be amazing.
No, I'm
Please
gonna
get a Chihuahua.
yes. So we're looking at the poodle, and in a year, then we'll see where it's at.
I'm for it.
All right.
I'm for it. I'm for the poodle. The poodle poll. The poodle poll.
Poodle poll. Help keep the show commercial-free by becoming a supporter on Patreon. patreon.com/Atomic Rumpus, where you can get access to premium content not released anywhere else. It's a great way to support the entertainment that you love. Thanks for listening, and happy smoking.